I was 12, my mother was diagnosed with cancer, and I didn't know anybody else, any other kids that had a parent with cancer. And I'm sure that there were other kids that had parents with cancer in my school and in my community, but it just wasn't something that we talked about, and there weren't really resources available to navigate that situation. And as a result, I just didn't talk about it at all and didn't ask some of the questions that I really had. And I think back now when I see the different resources that Mahana Magic has to connect children and families together, and I wonder what my experience would have been like if I had connection with other kids and other families. Cancer impacts the life of a child in so many different ways, and when a caregiver has cancer, it really disrupts a child's sense of safety. It really rocks their sense of safety. And so children are left trying to kind of put the pieces together to try to figure out what's going on, and then there exists this whole big world of uncertainty of like what's going to happen next. When we can anticipate that and we can form lots of supportive services and try to help guide and navigate the experience with them, the outcomes for children and families are a lot better in the end. Mahana Magic has created a sense of community in a situation where isolation can really take over. So that sense of community I think is really important, and Mahana Magic really lifts that up, and for kids to know that there are other kids out there I think is huge. I think being a foundation that can also connect families to resources is really, really important, because oftentimes families are wondering like, how do we talk to the kids about this? What words do we use? Or we've had this connection with cancer in our family, and I don't know how to make the distinction between what happened with that person versus what's going on with me. What books are there that I can find for my child? Or how do I get help if we need help? And Mahana Magic is really this one resource that they can reach out to that can kind of guide them to other, more specific supports in their community that can help them through. I've seen Mahana Magic help kids maintain their childhood through connecting them to opportunities to just be a kid. Like cancer's impacting so much of their family and their life experience, but then Mahana Magic has these special outings or funds, an after-school activity for a child, and it can take that stressor off a family's plate of how do we afford this, and a child can still do the fun things that they're supposed to do when they're a child, and that is hugely important.